Hello everyone, this is Namrata. Hope you all are doing good and staying safe. This is a continuation session related to Salesforce Object Query Language. To give you all a recap, what we have discussed in our first session, we have discussed about what is a SOQL, the purpose of using the Salesforce Object Query Language. Then we also discussed about how to write an SOQL queries for standard objects. We also discussed on how to write an SOQL queries for the custom object. And then in our second session, we covered little bit in depth on how to write an SOQL for two related standard objects. So before watching this third session, which is related to how to write a SOQL queries, which are related, that is two related standard and custom object, I would request you all to please watch our previous video sessions, session 1 and session 2. So now let's get started. So in today's video session, we'll be using the standard object as the account and the custom object as the inventory. And we will see how to write child to parent and parent to child SOQL queries for two related standard and the custom objects. So let's log in into our Salesforce DevOps. So I've already opened my Salesforce DevOps. So to give you all a reference here, we are using the account object, which is a standard object. And then we will be using the inventory object. This is a custom object. So here, if you can see, I have created a custom object, and this custom object is related to the account object via a lookup. So I have given the name as account name. It is a lookup to the account, and the child relationship name is inventory here. So let's see how to write child to parent related SOQL query. Let's log in into our Salesforce DevOps. If you're watching this session for the first time, how do you have to navigate to the developer console? Here you can see the gear icon on the right hand side. When you click on it, you see this developer console. Open this developer console. It will open it in the new tab, new window. So use the query editor. Here you can see the fourth tab as the query editor. Here you will be using to write your SOQL query. So as I said, let's write as SOQL queries with for the child and parent. So child here is inventory and the parent is account. So let's write down that specific query. So here let's write a initial query. Select ID, name from. We are using the standard custom object here, right? So let's go here, and the API name is inventory underscore C. So here we will be using the child to parent. Let's see how to write the child to parent. So here we are writing the SOQL query. This is the initial query, and now I also wanted to get the records from the parent object, right? So from child I need to get the records from the parent object. So what are you going to do here? Let's go back, come over here. Here you see this is how the relationship, this is how it is related to the account. So when you go here, look out, here you see that it is related to the account object, right? So here we'll be using the API name, but however, whenever you are writing for any relationships, we have to append it with underscore underscore r. So let's see here, underscore underscore r. From here, because you are referencing this field name, right, with the API, this API name. So from here you can fetch any of the field names from the account object. If you want to fetch name, you do that. Then again you array this dot, what is the description, from inventory. So when you try to execute the query, it will give me that this is the ID of the inventory, what is the inventory name, for this inventory what is an account name, and if you have any description for the account. So this is how you will be able to write the child to parent related query, one being the standard objects and the other one being the custom objects. And then if you want, you can use any filter conditions according to your business logic. If you want to add few more conditions, yeah, you can do the same thing. Industry. This is what is the reference. Because these fields are blank, that is the reason you are not able to view any of the values related to that specific field. So now let us see how you will write parent to child related SOQL queries. So parent here is account, child is inventory. So let's see. Same, write the initial query, select ID, comma, name from account. That is the parent, right? So here we need to fetch the records from the child object. So let's go back to the child object here. This is the your relation you this is the child object. Here this is how it is related to the account, and as we discussed in our previous session 2, we'll always have to use the relationship name. So here the relationship name for the inventory object is inventory, so we will have to use the relationship object relationship name here. But since it is for any relationship we will be using the underscore underscore r over here. So let's pick it up, and then since it is parent to child, we will be using the inner query as we discussed in our previous session, that is a subquery. We'll be using a subquery. So let's click here, start our subquery, select, let's go to the inventory object, description, comma, what all fields you want, name, comma, owner ID, or let's give ID, comma, created by ID from whatever you have copied, right? That child relationship name, underscore underscore r, underscore underscore r, and close the braces. That is the inner query. So here you see ID and name. These are the column field names from the account object, right? So here you can see there are 9 rows, 9 accounts which are created in the system. So for these accounts, the related object information is also we are looking out for. So here if you see this account, first inventory name, what is the name of that account? If you have any description, yes, I do have the description. What is the name? Now if you go here, name is inventory 1. What is the ID of that inventory? It is giving me that inventory. Who has created that? All the 4 fields are being fetched or pulled from the inventories. But for the rest of the accounts, you do not have any associated inventories. That is the reason it is all blank. But for this account, Namrata account, you have an inventory associated, and hence it is displaying all the related records of the inventories um, what we have requested for. So this is how you try to write the related SOQL query for the parent to child. So that is what we have for today's session. Until our next video session, please continue to like, share, subscribe our channel SFDC One Stop. Signing off, Namrata Karyala. Bye bye.